Next part, nearly 50 million people migrated from Europe to America and Australia in 19th century. Now we people are going to America and Europe to find to get job like that. In that time they was coming to means America was not like that developed country on that time, but started to develop. Anyway, food items was available, still they are producing the maximum food items in the world. So 50 million people they migrated to America and Australia only. All over the world, some 150 million people they are left their home and they are crossing the land for better future. It may be from Asia to Europe, Europe to America, America to Australia, like that migration was going on. And 150 million people they was migrating from one place to another place. Thus by 1890 a global agriculture economy had taken shape, accompanied by complex change in labor movement pattern, capital flow, ecologies and technologies. So the agriculture, we can see the shaping the agriculture economy. It is taking its shape, and with the help of please underline labor's movement pattern, then capital flow, ecologies and technologies. Food no longer came from a nearby village or town, but also thousands of miles away. And now the food items, it is not especially thinking about the European continent and saying the food items, it is not coming from the village to town, instead of it is coming from thousands of miles away. And it was not grown by the peasants tilling his own land but by the agricultural worker, perhaps recently arrived, who was now working as a larger farm that only generation ago had likely been a forest. The forest area we started to clear and started the workers the here in India it was zamindar system, and in Europe it was feudal system, and American also they started this feudal system. So they acres and acres of land they start cultivating together, and that was of maybe forest cleared places or started well of irrigation and the nearby desert area, like that different area they are started to work. It is not the farmer he himself or his family members tilling the land. Instead of that the peasants they are coming and working, those who are landless peasants or those who are having very less area, like that people they are working in the agriculture land, and the products it is going to far away places. Then next one, it was transported by rail, built for that very purpose, and by ships which are increasingly manned in these decades by low paid workers from southern Europe, Asia, Africa and Caribbean. And we can see the development of railway. Some railway they made it, the only purpose was transporting the food items to from the villages to port. Then next one, the railway, that also what we can see that also used very much, because the people they are getting the labors, very low paid workers they are getting from southern Europe, then Asia and Africa, then Caribbean, that is means from American continent also. So that's why the railway work it is developing fast, and ship activities, the making of ship and transportation with the by ship, like that things it is increasing like anything. Some of this drastic change, though on a smaller scale, occurred home in West Punjab. Here the British Indian government built a network of irrigation canals to transform semi-desert waste into fertile agriculture land that could grow wheat and cotton for the export. And the canal colonies are as the areas irrigated by a new canals were called and were settled by peasants from other parts of Punjab. the what happened then the cheaper labor they used to get, then knowingly or unknowingly they started means they are making the irrigation facilities in the wasteland, means where there is lack of water and the land is can't use because of that one. Like that area they are making the irrigation system or developing the canal system, and they are calling it canal colony. And by that the work the people those who are not getting enough work, they are coming and working in these canal colonies. In that area they are producing maximum. For example, here in India, Punjab is one of the best example for this canal colonies. Now think, because of that one, how much the Punjab developed. And in per capita income, when we studied the economics, we have seen which state having the maximum per capita income, that is in Punjab. Okay, of course, food is merely an example. A similar story can told by for cotton, the cultivation of which expanded worldwide to feed British textile mill, and or rubber indeed. So rapidly did regional specialization in the production of commodities develop that between 1820s to 1940s, means up to World War. And world trade is estimated to have multiplied from 25 to 40 times. Nearly 60% of trade comprise primary products, that is the agricultural products such as wheat, cotton and minerals such as coal. That was the condition in the world. The British companies, they need many raw materials. What all things they need, British people they need, that only maximum the country, other part of the world started to produce. They need cotton for their cotton textile mill, and they need wheat for their eating, and they need rubber or like that items for their factories. Again they need minerals like coal for their factory work. So everything it is improving because of in the name of Britain. And this British people only was ruling here in India, and we studied that one the in second lesson of history, that what happened, how they are exploiting India, then how our freedom fighters stood against that, and how we become independent, not 1940s but 1947 after many years. Okay, up to First World War this was the condition. Then after First World War everything changing, that we will see in the coming part. Now role of technology, how the British people, how they become this much economically powerful, that we are going to see. In that the main thing, that is the role of the technology, that let us see. And here it is given many activities. Now this lesson not meant for board exam, so I'm not explaining that one, and we are moving to the lesson only. And pictures also you can see, because if you are getting some question in the future, don't feel like that part not taken like that. That's why we never understood what it is, and flow of technology, or why this migration from Europe people migrate to other countries, other continents, like that things if you want to understand. And now why we people are migrating from Asia to other countries, like these things if you want to understand, we want to understand what happened in 18th century and the starting of the 19th century or 20th century, like that things we want to understand. Slowly it is reaching to globalization. The ending of the chapter it will reaching to globalization. So it is connected, our development of the world economy and culture, it is connected. Still it is having the connection between other continents and how it is changing other continents. Okay, we will continue next day with the next topic. Thank you. Have a nice day.